it to my daddy now!
Alright, this is super important, and I also learned a great lesson here. So the other week, I sat down with Andrew Callahan in Channel 5 to do a sit-down podcast-style interview for his channel. And when he goes and posts the video, I see he just posted an hour-long interview. I said, well, that's weird, because we actually spoke for around 2.5 hours. And then I go and watch the interview, and I'm saying, well, what is this? This is not what happened. For instance, this clip right here.
What American city is prospering right now?
Austin.
Austin. Name another one.
El Paso, Texas.
El Paso, Texas is prospering.
Yeah.
Nashville.
Nashville's doing good. Phoenix is doing good. Basically, any place with low state tax is getting a lot of.
In any place that's not Democrat.
I don't know about that. I mean,
Name a Democrat city that's prospering right now.
Well, it would have to be one that's affordable.
Name one.
Denver.
Why are you smirking? It's not prospering.
All right, so that's the clip Andrew posted, but this is the actual interaction of how it went.
Denver.
Why are you smirking?
Because I don't know if it's prospering.
It's not. See, you can't even answer the question. It's not prospering. Denver's not prospering either.
I agree that Democrat-run states are doing badly.
Kind of weird that Andrew didn't put that in, right? Maybe his base or something would not be happy with that response because he obviously got caught lying.
Story time from your good old boy Universal Jones. This is a moment that I think we should really reflect on. I know this is a hot button topic, so this might actually go over people's head, the context of this. But it is not unusual for things to be taken out of context through editing and people to hold two different positions on something, and then they try to position you to look crazy or to say something you didn't say, misrepresent your perspective to make sure that their narrative or their money or their status is protected. And that's what happened here, unfortunately. And salute to this guy, Nick, for having his own recording to prove this. Because if he didn't have that, he just came out and said that he didn't say this, it would actually make him look worse. And I say this because this has happened to me in my real life before. In 2023, was that 2023? No, sorry, 2022. In 2022, I was leading a nonprofit organization, and through my relationships and networks, I was able to bring in $1 million donation. When I got this $1 million donation, it brought a lot of attention to my organization and to myself, and I did a lot of media. And one of the media sources that I did was a local newspaper chain, very popular local newspaper. And that reporter, who to this day I don't work with her, and I probably will never work with her again, because she twisted my words and made it sound like I was shitting on my funder, and that she made it seem like I was saying that my funder was stupid, or my funders didn't understand what they were doing by giving me $1 million and then putting a time restriction on me to spend it. And that's 100% not what I said. But since this was in writing, this was a credible author or writer, reporter, and no matter what I said, I couldn't have anything to back it up because she put that in print. I didn't get any, I didn't get any run by me for the final edits or anything. They just put the shit out. And I had to do some explaining to the funder, like, hey, that's not what I was saying. That's not what I said. And thank God I had two of my staff with me that were there during the interview for this funding from this newspaper, because they were able to vouch for me. And the funder was able to hear their perspective. And the funders literally they were so offended they could have took their money back. I mean, that would have sank my organization. That would have put me in a hole if they would have took that $1 million back. That $1 million really helped propel my organization significantly. And it was all due to this one reporter, to his local newspaper, to something where you wouldn't even think that these funders would see or even hear from, but they did. Because people's reputation, people's principles, their standards from an organizational level all the way down to individuals matters. And this is why good reporting is important. And also what you say online is significant because you never know who's listening or who's watching. This is a major fucking lesson. And for some of you, this is not going to make any sense or matter. But trust me, this is why I don't get on the internet lying about shit. Because at the end of the day, you don't know how it will affect you moving forward. Universal. Peace.
And anyways, let's move over to the next topic when we're talking about Somalians being known for pirating, as 89% of the fraud that has been charged inside of Minnesota is by Somalians. This is the interaction that Andrew posted.
Somali community, or do you see it as both?
89% of the fraud is being committed by Somalians.
Where exactly is that statistic from?
You can pull it up on the screen. You'll find it.
I just want to know where it's from.
You want me to find it right now?
For sure, just so I can, I don't know, I believe you. I just want to make sure we have the exact.
Here, right here. Yeah, and it's not racist to say it. Probably. And when I go...
This is what happens when I show him the fact that 89% of the people who have been charged for fraud in Minnesota are Somalians. This is what Andrew had to say. But remember, he conveniently left this out of the interview.
89% of those charged in connection with major...
Wow. Identified as Somali Americans.
Well, looks like we do there.
I'm interested to see what you put in this interview, because
It looks like there's a problem with fraud.
So there you go. That's just two examples from the interview with Andrew Callahan, where he literally went out of his way to try and make me look bad, which is not cool. And I wouldn't say that's like very benevolent of him to do by any means. But I promise you guys, if I ever do an interview with anyone, you're going to get the full product, because I think that's just like the most benevolent thing to do.
Are you listening to this man? Are you listening? Facts, baby, facts.